Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super glad you did. And if you are returning, y'all, the real MVP, you already know. So first of all, if you have made it to this video, kudos. I know this is a lot of information, but I did make a quick announcement for something that I want everyone to know about this series. So if you have not seen that announcement yet, I will link it below. I feel it is very important for every person watching this series to watch that announcement video. And I did just say that to get it out of the way. That way you guys don't have to hear me regurgitate the same thing that I have been trying to say in every video for everyone watching the series, okay? So please pause this video, go check out that announcement, watch that first, and share it around to any of your friends you know are watching the series as well. If you are watching the playlist in its entirety, you'll hit that video eventually, but if you are just skipping around videos and you have made it to this one and you see that announcement, definitely go check that out, okay? But for those of you guys who are returning here, good morning. I got up very early this morning at 5 o'clock because I went to bed very early with the baby last night so that I could get up and backlog videos and then take little miss over to the pool today. So I'm very, very, very excited to be up with the sun rising. I was up with the birds before the sun this morning and it's a beautiful feeling. So let's go ahead and get our drink together, friends. I've got water. I might actually get some more coffee for the next one because I feel myself slowing down. I've been up for, I think, about 3 or 4 hours now. But yeah, if you guys haven't watched that announcement, definitely do that because I'm going to try to keep myself from saying any extenuous things in this video series to keep the videos short and on track. So today we are jumping into number... No, we're not doing the lovers. Where did my Hierophant go? Excuse me. Y'all, my Hierophant disappeared. What? That's not cool. Oh, here he is. Sorry about that. I don't know how he got over here. Oh, because I was taking pictures for the thumbnail. Okay, that makes sense. All right, we're just going to keep rolling with it, guys. So here is the Hierophant. If you guys have not seen this card, if you don't have a Rider Waite Tarot and you are not familiar with that imagery, go ahead and take a good look at him there. Also, I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. Our landscapers do stuff in the morning, so I can hear them. I don't know that you guys can. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and continue. I am going to stop saying number 5 and the 6th card because I know that's probably confusing. I know that we did start with number 0, which is the full card. So our cards will always be moved forward, but for continuity's sake, this is number 5, okay? So I do have a new pointer, you guys. I'm not using a toothpick. I found a bamboo stick. So we have like kebab skewers. So I'm going to use this instead. I'm very excited for that. So if you guys are new here, I am using this book here and I am using my Centennial Smith-Waite. They are both linked for you in the description box always in this series, as well as my review of the Centennial Smith-Waite in a tin for you. So let's go ahead and jump in here and read the beginning part of the Hierophant card. So it says, the Greek word Hierophant means he who proclaims that it is sacred. In some schools of initiation, the high priest is referred to as the Hierophant. So we can assume that he is the counterpart of the high priestess. And it says, as with every card, use it as a mirror. It also says at the bottom here, the key is in your hands. So I'm going to be real honest with you guys here. The Hierophant is one of the hardest cards for me personally to get a grip on understanding. I don't quite see how this card relates to tarot, so I am gonna just tell you guys that right off the bat. Usually I'll have a big spiel of extra knowledge for you about these cards, but I'm still trying really hard to understand the Hierophant because this is a very religious card. This is super chock full of religious imagery, and it's very strict to the meaning about this high priest, so I can't quite get over all of that. And my aunt has tried really hard to explain some things to me about the Hierophant and how to understand him and use him as a card in readings, but I still can't just get over that hump. So the key words for the Hierophant upright are tradition, conformity, morality, and ethics. So you see why I have a hard time with this card, because none of that really has anything to do with anything when the Hierophant comes up in readings. And the reversed meanings of the Hierophant are rebellion, subversiveness, and new approaches. Again, when the Hierophant comes up in readings, that really isn't relevant to anything. So definitely use your best judgment with the Hierophant. If you guys find any other knowledge, like it says here, the key is in your hands. So I do kind of use the Hierophant as the key, but again, it's a very hard card for me to understand. So if you do get the Hierophant popping up in a spiritual reading, I'm going to hold this like Yugi. It means every person who reveals what is sacred is a spiritual teacher for everybody else. So as card for the day, it means share your secrets with others and open yourself up to their needs. If you get the Hierophant in a love reading, it means which events, which days of the year, and which turning points in life have been of significance to yourself and those close to you. Sanctify these great and little occasions with reverence and devotion. There is nothing more important in your life. And if you get the Hierophant in a happiness reading, it means one's own competence. So again, after reading all of those, you guys can probably see why I have problems with this card. A lot of them make sense and are relevant in today's society and in 2020 readings, but this guy's a very outdated card and it's very hard for me to understand him. So let me get another drink of water really quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the hidden images in the Hierophant. Go ahead and look at this guy here. And the first one we're going to be talking about, very broad, is the figure here in the image. So, can you see that if I put that there? Probably not, huh? I'll put him over here and hold my stick. So, the figure, it says, Gretchen's famous quotation, "What do you think of religion?" All three figures represent Hierophants. Also, this image shows many details reminiscent of a Christian pope. Again, why it's very hard for me to understand this card. It does talk about popes. That is part of the meaning that I had omitted, talking about popes in Catholicism as well as Christianity. And it does say three figures, so we're talking about this guy here on the throne and these two little dudes down here at the bottom. So I'm sure you probably never noticed them because I didn't either. I noticed them in the Modern Witch Tarot because there was two females down here with brightly colored hair, but in the Hierophant card you notice these guys have that bald hairdo at the back, so you probably can't really tell because they blend in there with the flowers at the bottom, but we will talk about them here in a second. So the second image we're going to look at here is the gray columns. So if you remember in the High Priestess, we had those B and J columns talking about yin and yang. Here in the Hierophant, they are just gray columns made of stone. So it says, mark out a large building, academy, community of believers. That's not even like a full sentence. That didn't even make sense. Anyways, danger. Petrification. So when we talk about the stone, they often do have that warning about petrification or turning to stone. Opportunity is sustainability, meaning that stone is a sustainable resource and the building will hold up if it's made of stone for a long time, right? The color gray means indifference and the unconscious or neutrality, equanimity, and tolerance. Again, you guys, if you guys don't know these words, don't feel bad because I don't either. I don't know what equanimity means. The next one we're going to look at here on the Hierophant is his tiara or threefold crown. I don't know if you guys can see that there. It's a triple crown. So 1, 2, 3, just like the High Priestess. Again, this is the counterpart of the High Priestess. So it says the papal crown, nope, reading the wrong thing. The papal crown. The Pope is held to be God's representative on earth. The term Pontifex Maximus means great bridge builder. The threefold crown stands for this bridge to the threefold deity. Again, the High Priestess crown was talking about the triple moon goddess, so this one here is talking about the threefold deity. I'm not sure what the threefold deity is, but since this is the counterpart of the High Priestess, it is reminiscent of the triple moon goddess. The threefold bishop's staff, which is this staff he's got here. Can you see that? You notice how it's got 1, 2, 3 lines on there. It's like a triple cross. So the shepherd's crook is a bishop's staff and has 2 crosses. My bad, even though there's 3 lines. 3 crosses, one above the other, are reserved for the Pope as a spiritual leader. So here the card is telling us not to be sheep, but to be shepherds. The next one is these keys down here. See how there's 2 little tiny keys at the bottom of his feet? So again, you guys, sorry for all of the religious terminology. I really hope I'm not losing people on this. I feel really bad because I know a lot of people are not religious, especially people that are doing tarot. So hang in there. Remember, these are very religious-based cards rooted in Christianity and Catholicism, okay? So the keys represent that Jesus used the symbol of the key to authorize Peter. It has a quote here that says, "I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven." Not sure what that has to do with keys, but also the Hierophant, the key little sentence it had here said the key is in your hands. So you can just use those keys there to remember that the key is in your hands. The next one we've got here is the Trinity. So these 3 crosses that he has down the center of his robe. Again, this is why this card loses me. It's just so chock full of religious imagery. It says, visible several times in this image, the religious meaning is the divine Trinity, also the cult of the great goddess, the Virgin Mother and Queen, 3 worlds, heaven, earth, and underworld, and 3 conscious levels, superego, ego, and id. So that one's at least a little bit more useful than all the rest of the religious imagery. You can remember that with the 3. Even if you're not doing the mother, maiden, and crone like on the High Priestess, at least this one has the Virgin, Mother, and Queen, as well as the heaven, earth, underworld, and the ego, superego, and id if you guys are psychological people. Or, I don't know. I can't even remember what the ego, superego, and id was. I remember that in psychology class, though. The next one we have here is the tonsure, which is these dudes down here. Me as a teacher, these dudes, these little bros down here. So that says, shaving their hair from the upper part of the head is practiced to this day in some orders of monks and is supposed to signify a spiritual openness to God. Again, take that as you will. The next one is the lilies and the roses that are on their outfits. So you see this guy down here has lilies, this guy has roses. We also remember the lilies and the roses in the Garden of the Magician card. So the lilies and the roses literally says, as with the Magician and some other cards, these 2 flowers in red and white signify purity and love, the basis of every true religion. The next one here is the blessing, which is what he's doing over here with his fingers. I guess that's a blessing. So that says, as above, so below. Again, like the Magician card. One part is visible, the other part is not. So as in heaven, so on earth, not only priests have the power to sanctify, but any worthwhile act is a blessing. And the last one here is the quintessence, which is the number 5 on this guy. And also, it's pointing to the cross right here for some reason, just the one that's on his chest. I think, again, reminiscent of its counterpart, the high priestess that had the cross on her chest. But the quintessence is talking about this number 5 as well. So the 5 of the card and the 5 fingers of the hand which blesses indicate the quintessence, the essentials, literally the 5th essence. Strengths and weaknesses are a gift of God. What counts is what you make of them. So, I don't have much to say about that card. Like I said, I'm still really struggling with that one. Whenever the Hierophant comes up in a reading, I'm just like, I kind of do the, so you got the Hierophant, and it's next to this card, which means, so I really want to stress that not all cards are really easy to understand, and even the best readers have their cards that they don't like, that they try to skip over, that don't really make much sense. So don't stress too much if you get a card like that where you're just not getting it and no amount of explanation is getting in your brain. I do like to equate the tarot, the Rider Waite Tarot, to math for myself, because I am one of the very few Asians you will ever meet in your life that is not good at math. Math just does not click for me. It doesn't. And no amount of explanation, over and under explanation, just doesn't make math make sense in my brain. It just does not click. There is something that keeps that math from clicking in my brain. So I feel like that's how this card is for me, where it just does not click and no amount of explanation is going to make it click for me. So take that as you will. I know this was a very religious card, and if you guys are just starting on this video, I highly suggest checking out other card videos that you are drawn to, because I don't want anyone to see this video and think that that's what tarot is. Tarot is not all that religious. I know there's a lot of religious imagery in the Rider Waite Tarot, but this card should not personify what tarot is. I think the Magician card is more suited for what tarot is all-encompassing of, as opposed to the Hierophant. This is just one of those cards where it's like, it's in there, and that's kind of all you need to know. It's really hard to understand this one. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys were able to retain a little bit of that. So if you made it to the end, give me a big thumbs up. And if you didn't like this video, that's cool. I understand. So thumbs down. You don't have to like this video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one for the Chariot, and the next one is the Lovers. Sorry, I lied. The next one is the Lovers. So I also got some fun videos coming up this week that I'm going to be mixing in here with these, because I know if you're only watching this series, it's going to get really stale. You're going to get really bored, so I'm going to try my very best to get some extra videos out this week. Okay, you guys? So very proud of all of my beautiful students that are hanging in there with this series. I know it's hard for you guys because it's hard for me, so I understand completely if you guys need to take a break, if you guys need to ask me questions. So if you're not already following me on Facebook and Instagram, all that information is always in the description box for you guys. I would highly suggest it, especially if you're watching this series, so you guys can touch base with me. As always, I am there for you. I can DM totally. I've got the time to do that. And if you guys have questions about some cards you just can't quite understand, I can try and help you a little bit. So definitely check that out in the description box there, and I really hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day wherever you are when this video reaches you, my friends, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.